Yo, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
What's up?
I'm living the dream now. Don't
That's
wake me
what's
up,
man. I'm glad we're here, bro. We're live.
We are live.
In
We are
this
live.
piece.
We're kicking, dude. I might have a little green segment above my head, but we're feeling good. Abe, how about you?
Feeling great. No complaints over in the Aberman camp today.
Well, that makes one of you guys.
Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who? One of us was what? Feeling great or what? No
Oh,
complaints?
one person was complaining. It's no big deal, bro. The easiest. We're in there. I didn't see nothing.
We're in there, dude. Who's ready to have a wonderful, wonderful chat today?
This guy, bro.
Oh man, I'm excited. I feel like we did a podcast last week, but I just feel like I'm getting more and more excited to do it every week because we're getting in the swing of things. It's getting like we're in our zone, dude. I really am starting to enjoy this stuff. Just want to let you guys know that. We're in the pocket for sure. The horse pocket.
I'm trying to get in the pocket tomorrow, bro. It's Thanksgiving. Got good
Yes.
food on deck.
Yes.
I'm trying to, I'm thinking about mixing me up a couple of whiskey gingers and enjoying me a good Thanksgiving.
You know what? I don't get it, dude. I really don't get why
What
you
don't you
don't
get?
like green bean casserole.
I
feel-
had an epiphany during stream today. Did you hear it?
No.
I figured out, I put it all together.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is my theory as a non-picky eater. I mean, you, as someone who's traveled with me, you see that I'll eat anything. Why you gotta hand me? Why you gotta,
Okay, sure. Yeah, you're sort of non-picky.
what have I ever said I wouldn't eat or didn't like or wouldn't try or even not only like wouldn't try but didn't even like? Because I think I've liked almost everything.
No, it's not that. Sometimes you just don't pig out enough for me, and you make me feel like shit.
Oh yeah, bro.
Like when we were in Paris, and I'm eating 3 baguettes, 4 loaves of mozzarella,
I hear you.
and you just like have a slice. And I'm looking at you. I'm like, don't do that to me.
It's not
Who do you
so
think
much.
you are, dude?
I have a smaller stomach, bro. I don't eat
nice.
I don't eat massive meals. I haven't in a long time. And like maybe Friday night I splurge a little bit, but my eyes are always so much bigger than my stomach. It's wild. And we end up with a bunch of leftovers and I'm like, I don't want to eat this unhealthy stuff again. You know what I mean? So I really tried to reel it in on Friday night and just get less food because I know I'm going to be a bit of a baby back bitch about it. I'm not going to eat it all. I can't.
Yeah, that's facts.
I can't. So
Yeah. What was your epiphany?
My epiphany was this. As a non-picky eater, as someone who will eat anything, I don't like green beans. And I think that that's weird because green beans is something that a lot of people like.
Oh,
right?
yeah, you don't. I was
I
just over
love-
your house and you didn't eat them.
I didn't eat them. I love asparagus. I
Okay.
love Brussels sprouts.
Yep,
Like
fire.
these are things that people, not everyone eats them, right? Not everyone eats these. I
Okay.
have an aversion to like the most plain of the greens, the green bean. And I
Well,
think I
what
know
about, why. Okay, all right, let me hear you say
Okay,
why.
okay.
Because growing up, the only green beans I ever had were directly out of the can. And they would have a very weird metallic taste to them. And it was really off-putting. And it's that like metally, like, you know what I'm saying? Just
Can I keep it a green bean with you?
keep it a green bean, bro. What do you? What?
Most green beans are out of the can. Like, so
I disagree.
You saying, well, if you have a green bean casserole, most of them are coming out of that can. Maybe that's just me in poverty living, but every green bean casserole I've experienced coming out of a can.
You're not wrong
Okay.
on the green bean casserole side, but most green beans are not green bean casserole. That's all I'm saying. I'm talking about like an air couvert, little slivered almonds, little butter, saute.
I'll take your word for it.
I've never,
you know what
I've
you're doing.
never had green beans like that in my life. It's the 2 cans 99 cents, but a bing, but a boom special.
You're in.
I'm
You're in, dude.
And we're just cracking that bitch open and just letting the metal green beans flow.
What about
Disgusting.
string beans?
What the hell's the
Is
difference
that-
between
is that
string
not
bean and
the- yeah.
green
I
bean?
don't know. Isn't it? Is it the same thing?
I think it's the same thing.
As I said string bean, I was like, is this a real thing or am I having something right now?
That's what you call people who don't really break the triple digit weights soaking wet. You know what I'm saying?
What are you? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
A little string bean action.
But however, just maybe okay. If you don't like the green beans, I get it,
Okay.
but it is it's agreed upon throughout the lands
Uh-huh.
that green bean casserole is a staple at the Thanksgiving table.
Sure.
Do you respect the green bean casserole?
I respect the green bean
The
casserole,
name that it's
especially
built
when you
up for
got
itself?
when you got a little onion on top.
Oh, that's bro.
Crispy ones,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
French's
You don't eat
Crispies.
casserole without the crispy
that's what
onions.
I'm just saying.
Mhm.
I understand.
I take 1 serving of the casserole, 2 servings of the onions.
I'm serving the casserole.
That's a lot of crispy onions.
Bro, you need
They are good.
It's all about portion. Every spoonful, you need the onions on top of each
So what?
spoonful.
What if there's a bunch of Dominics at the Thanksgiving table? At
Well,
some
if-
point, someone's getting bodied.
Nope. Because if you have a Dominic's mother, she has 3 extra bags of crispy onions.
Oh,
okay.
that's
Yeah,
a good
dude.
woman right there.
And she hides them.
Holy hell.
Yeah,
She
dude.
knows what she's doing over
Of
there.
course, every holiday, dude. When we do Thanksgiving, when we put the bacon on the turkey, she
Mm.
pulls a couple pieces of bacon off, puts it in the fridge for me.
That's
Because
nice.
Okay.
everyone goes up to the line and they start peeling off the bacon. You don't even grab a piece of turkey. Nope. If you're grabbing a piece of bacon, you better eat some of that turkey too. There's no just bacon only. Are you crazy? That's disrespectful, dude.
Well,
Hella disrespectful.
Well, what?
now the question has to be asked: like,
Yeah.
what's your is green bean casserole your go-to Thanksgiving side? What's your
Absolutely.
go-to?
Absolutely. That's my go-to side.
Wow. That's
my go-to.
crazy. That's unhinged.
That's crazy.
As opposed to stuffing.
Stuffing
Or
can be
what?
good for sure.
I don't like stuffing.
Okay,
I get
that's
it.
crazy.
I get it.
All
though,
right.
But what else?
Sweet potato casserole
I would eat that. We don't do that.
with like brown sugar and butter whipped into
And cinnamon,
my-
right?
And cinnamon.
Maybe?
Oh,
People do cinnamon?
nutmeg and
Sometimes
Yeah,
a
we'll
little
do
candy pecan on the top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah.
Nope. When do we do the pumpkin pie with whipped cream? Is that Thanksgiving?
yeah, dessert.
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah, I do that for sure.
Yep.
Yep, I do that. Absolutely.
That's a hitter.
And then people do like those like dark purple slices of like Jello. What is that?
Yeah. Well, you got to buy one and put it out. Nobody eats it, but you
What
just
is
buy the.
What?
It's cranberry sauce.
Cranberry.
So you-
yeah.
the cranberry sauce. You
Yeah,
gotta. Here's
You
the
know what I'm
deal:
saying?
no one eats
Ain't
it, but you
no
buy
way.
one can.
Hold on, Abe. Ain't no way.
Yeah.
He just called cranberry Jello, dude.
But that's what it looks like, right? I've never touched that stuff in my life. I know it's
guess
disgusting.
It's gelatinized cranberry, but God,
Why?
that's crazy.
It's not there to be eaten.
That is unhinged,
You're supposed
man.
to buy one and put it in the middle of the table. You don't even cut it. You leave the little ribs from the can and you just fucking leave it.
A little cranberry on some of those bites goes crazy. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Not for
With
me.
a little
dude.
bit, with a little bit of turkey, a little bit of stuffing. Dude, you ever have the post Thanksgiving gobbler sando?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, you put the cranberry on that for sure.
No, and I don't even put the stuffing on it, dude.
You are out of your
Oh, you're
gourd,
wild.
man.
It's just gravy, turkey, bread, cheese, baby. Extra
No,
gravy.
you're just having an open faced turkey sandwich. It's not even a Thanksgiving leftover sandwich.
That's not a
Bro.
gobbler.
Those are I got
Don't
you, gobbler right
you
here.
call that a gobbler? You put your gobbler away.
Wawa makes gobblers as well. If you guys
Okay.
don't know what Wawa is, it's
Mhm.
a juiced out convenience store. I just get turkey, cheese, gravy, boom, delicious. I don't do stuffing, dude. I'm not into it. I'm not disrespecting it.
Stuffing's my favorite.
Stuff.
I didn't want to say that after the
What is stuffing? It's just bread.
Well, it depends. It depends. Now, I don't like the stuffing that you put in the bird.
No,
Right,
that-
it gets
that-
a little
that goes
too
terrible.
soggy, but you always make a side stuffing.
Yep.
And it's just you get bread, you chunk it up, you put a lot of butter, you do a little bit of onion, right, and it gets nice and crispy.
Yep.
Right, maybe a little bit of celery in there sometimes too.
Yep.
People will do that, and it just crisps up, and you just got this crispy, buttery, salty bread.
You know what we do?
It's put a little gravy on there. Fucking best shit.
You know what we do?
What do you do?
So exactly what Abe just said.
Okay.
But you ready for this?
I'm ready.
A little spicy sausage in the stuffing.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, I'd eat that. I don't think I ever tried stuffing.
Just the,
So
the
maybe I'm
real
just-
small guys. You know what I mean? Like what that you get on top of a pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the crumbles.
Yeah,
The crumbles.
the crumbles
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's nice.
The crumbles, the sausage crumbles.
I saw a little bit of a hack this year that I'm dying to try with the
All right.
leftovers, where you take
All right.
your leftover stuffing, you put it in a waffle iron, and you make like a
Yeah.
stuffing waffle, and
Yeah.
then put your mashed taters, all
see
your
that.
turkey, your gravy, everything right on top of
And
that.
then you just gravy that bad boy and let it get in the
Yeah.
folds.
Oh my gosh!
waffle
All right,
crannies.
that was a wonderful Thanksgiving feast conversation. Before we even ate, I'm super
I'm so
hungry right
hungry
now.
now, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
So let's move
Yeah.
past that.
right to dessert.
All right, Abe. What do we got first on the menu today?
So we're gonna start off today with it's a hybrid of what are gamers mad about, because they're not mad at a game, they're
Not a
mad at
game
a
this week.
person.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're
They
mad
do
at a
that too.
person. They do. So noted Twitch streamer Pokimane has recently released a project she claims she's been working on for 2 years, called Myna Snacks. And their flagship product, their first release product, is a cookie called Midnight Mini Cookies, which are white chocolate chip cookies. It's a chocolate cookie, sorry, with white chocolate chips and sea salt. The
Okay.
issue is that she's being accused that these are simply white branded cookies. These were already made. They were called Totes Midnight Mini Cookies. The same company's producing them. They sold those at Costco for $9.99 for a 400-gram bag. She's selling hers for $28 for 4 112-gram bags.
Okay.
So they're basically saying you're white labeling a product, you're charging gross margins on it and acting like it's your own special project, and they are pissed.
Okay.
Okay. So they're pissed because, all right, so it seems like there's multiple layers of them being pissed,
Yeah.
but let me just try to lay this out there. One, they're pissed because she's gouging with the price. Another layer is because she's saying she worked super hard on this custom project, but it's not that custom.
There's a
That's
level of
yeah.
R&D here that they claim is not legit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So who is mad at this? It's not the people buying it,
No,
right?
it's in,
Yeah.
and there you have to understand there's even more layers to this. First and
Okay.
foremost, let me just give you a little backstory. I've heard the breakdown from Pokey about, yes, like white labeling super normal, right? Like that happens all the time, especially with a celebrity endorsement, and now they can push a product that otherwise wouldn't have made it by itself on the shelf, right? Happens all the time. Super normal. Not only in the food industry, but every other industry, right? Especially like clothing, all that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, no, you can't kill her there, right?
Correct.
You can't bury her with that. You can't bury her with the fact of the price, even, to me, because everyone's able to sell whatever they want for whatever price they want. If you don't want it, you don't buy it.
Correct.
Very simple, right? Very simple. So you can't be upset about that. You could be upset about feigned journey here when it comes to deciding what needs to go into these cookies, right? It seems to me, after reading some of her discussion about it, that she did take a product, she continued to work with the factory that made it specifically, and reformulated it to an extent. So there was some work there. It's not the original formula. Like, apparently the factory backs this up. They worked with her
To what extent do we know?
I can actually answer that. They altered, they didn't tell you by how much, but it is the same base ingredients. They added mushroom powder to add vitamin D. And then they also altered the amount of the different ingredients. Once again, same base ingredients, but they just changed
ratios.
X amount ratios on those ingredients.
Okay.
And then also they changed where some of the ingredients were sourced from.
Okay.
Okay. And so, all right, fine. She clearly had some say in this, and it changed.
Sure.
And now this is her product, right?
Okay.
Here's where I'm pissed. You like to know where I'm pissed? Well, I guess before I say why I'm pissed, the people that are mad, to answer your question, are people who are looking for a reason to talk shit to Pokimane to an extent. That exists, right? Because she, as far as broadcasters, is in the upper echelon, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's a woman. And there's a lot of very sweaty gamers that hate that specifically.
Really?
And yes, and will spend inordinate amounts of time in her channel just talking shit until they get banned and then make a new account and they go back in. And you know,
Wait,
I mean,
so
it's
she
like,
doesn't get special treatment among the men? You don't think?
no,
I'm not familiar. This is just
no. Within like the live streaming space, she has it way more difficult when it comes
Really?
to online engagement. Yes,
okay.
it's horrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, her chat is absolutely one of the most putrid as a result, and
That's
like,
a shame.
it is a shame. And also, you have to consider the fact that other male-dominated communities go out of their way to target and harass her with their audiences. That happens too a lot.
That's trash.
Yeah, they weaponize their audience en masse against her.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick without derailing.
Sure.
Does she like show her boobs and her butt and stuff? Is she one of those girls?
Nope.
Well, then I don't think that's cool. I don't appreciate that other shit that people are coming at her, because if she's
Do you think
one of
that there, to an extent, if you overtly sexualize your content, then you open yourself up for some of that harassment?
100%.
Yeah, she really keeps it about
modest
and keeping it about like being in the gaming space.
That's great.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Both are cool, for clarity, as far as I'm concerned. But there's you know what I'm saying? As a fan
sure.
of, you know, TNA, do your thing.
Do your thing, sure.
I do understand that also that comes with a territory that you are accepting. You have to be accepting.
Correct.
It just is what it is. You know what you know what you're getting yourself into. Just like any other situation. It's not the way it should be, but that's what you can expect.
Sure.
And so here's where I'm pissed, Slum.
All right, tell me why you're pissed.
I'm pissed because she sells these cookies as a healthy snack. Quote unquote, a healthy snack, because they're gluten free. And she added vitamin D to them.
Well, that's bullshit.
And they have the same macronutrient profile as Oreos, dog.
Do they really?
They do. And so here we are.
How many Oreos? Like, what are we talking here?
For the what you get for like how many grams per bag of actual cookie.
Yeah.
If you're looking at that versus grams of Oreos, like the macronutrient breakdown's almost the same.
That's not healthy.
Yeah. No shit. And
well,
so
wait. Okay, go ahead.
So I am sick and tired of people trying to peddle a health product unnecessarily, because they are taking advantage of people who want to do right with their lives and right by their bodies and put the right things into it. And you are going to exploit them for giga money, because let me tell you, again, I can't fault her for how much she charges, but we are talking 4 112-gram bags of cookies.
Yeah.
$28 for 4.
That doesn't include shipping.
4 little.
So those are those are 4 little snack bags.
Yeah, that is correct.
And those are post recession snack bags, just filled with air.
$7 a bag.
Oh gosh.
I have some math for you on that if you'd like.
Yeah, hit us with it for sure.
The original formula breaks down to a cost of about 2.5 cents per gram.
Okay.
Hers have a markup of close to 7. So you're talking about like a 300% markup on those cookies compared to the original recipe.
Those original cookies aren't going anywhere because there's nothing attached to them. And if she wants to attach her name and sell them for more money, so be it.
Maybe. You said they were in Costco, right?
I think it was a trial run. I tried to do some research on that.
Either way, that doesn't. That's fine. Like Markstrom said, if you put a price on something, people will buy it or they won't buy it. I could start a lemonade stand and charge $100 per cup of lemonade, and if the free market works correctly, I will go out of business very quickly. if I'm super famous and people want to buy it just because it's coming from me, that's up to them as well.
What if you bathe in it first?
You could. I don't think you'd want that, dude.
I don't.
Turn into gravy. Now, you could kind of say, here's where it gets tricky as well in the market. Yes, everyone has free will to buy what they want. But when someone has an audience and you train this audience, and maybe they're younger, maybe they're, who knows what they are, but they want to just buy it because you did it, and I don't have the willpower to save money, and you did it, so I want to buy it. That's still their choice.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if the influencer is responsible for that, but you could always take a responsible route, like I hear you do all the time in your streams. Guys, no, the holidays just passed. I know money is tight. Please don't gift any subs. We're good. We're chilling right now. We're having a good time. All of that stuff, I love when I hear people do that. Some people might not do that, and some people don't have willpower to be like, this is my rent money, but I want to support this and buy this cookie. And I don't know if that falls on the influencer or not. That's the tough gray area. Then what I'm going to say is it could be nice because she's helping that distributor scale up even more. If she's crushing it, they're able to buy more cookies. She's creating more jobs potentially in that warehouse. That's a good thing. The one thing that I don't like necessarily, which is another tricky thing, is marketing. So she's saying she's doing all this research, right? And she's working 2 years. She's building a marketing story. Now, you can lie all you want. I don't know if it's a lie. You can make whatever story you want, but you have to be ready for that to come crashing down if that foundation is built on lies or sand, in other words. So that's the one part I don't like. If she's saying she did all this hard work and research and development, if it really is just inflated and a lie, then that might come out, and then you might not sell a lot of cookies. And even if she didn't do that much research and development, it is difficult to start a company, to make these connections. Maybe because she's bigger, she has more influence to find these people easier, but there's a lot of moving parts. So props to her, in my opinion, props to her for trying this, for getting this out there, because I do know how much work it is. And I don't know if they could be too mad, man. Maybe if she was lying a bunch, sure, but I don't know why they would be too mad. The healthy alternative, yeah, that part too, but
Can I add some caveats?
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Abe.
I have a couple of caveats. One, I will say too, Oreos are also technically vegan, so that always cracks me up. So I guess like her cookies are gluten-free, but they ain't vegan. But side note, the caveats. So the 3 things that I think she did wrong, we haven't even talked about yet, because I don't really care about the other stuff, as you guys alluded to, but she did address some of the haters, let's say, and said some things that she probably shouldn't have in doing so that really pissed people off. And I'll play that clip in a second. So her response to that wasn't good. Then she doubled down after her response, and because people were mad at her, and said that her response was just a joke, which is always my favorite way to get out of anything wrong that you say. Is like, oh, I was just joking.
Yeah.
And the last part of it is she's attacked other streamers before for how they put products out there themselves and how they've done similar things, notably a lot of energy stuff and coffee.
Or selling out in general.
Correct. And I think it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek to do that when you do something like this yourself. That's all I'm saying. But let me play this clip for you too. Listen to her address the haters here.
What do you got, dude?
Let me make sure
you guys let me know when you're ready. We should have audio, but you let me know.
I should have it on my end.
I've seen this girl before. Okay, this is Pokimane.
Hold on. No audio.
No audio? Okay,
I had it for a second.
You let me know. We'll go again.
Yep.
And I'll turn my volume up.
Go ahead. Still nothing.
Uh-oh.
Here, you want me to mimic her?
I got it. We're in.
That's 7.
All right, round 3. Go.
All right, round 3. Here we go. One more time.
People are like, oh my God, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyway, people.
People were real mad about the broke boy comment.
Not tuned in right now. She's not really tapped into reality.
Kidding. I got news.
And then there's her apology.
Let's see.
I'll read it if you would like me to.
I'll read it. I'll try to read it. While what I said was 100% intended to be a joke, I see why I came off as insensitive, and I apologize for that. I also understand that current price of the cookies may be expensive for some, and promise we'll continue to consider pricing to keep Myna as affordable as possible. Okay, so yeah, the joke. I intended it as a joke. It's look, free speech. Say whatever you want, but like that just showed you're not really tapped into reality. People are struggling out here, dude.
Struggling, dude.
7 bags for I could buy maybe 1 chicken sandwich now at Chick-fil-A. They're going up as well, and that's an actual meal. That might be a healthy alternative. That's a lot. To say, like, if you're a broke boy, you can't afford $7 bag of cookies.
Crazy.
Yo, $7 for a bag of cookies is like, that's a premium freaking bag.
Yep.
That's luxury right there.
I
don't think that was a good clip right there.
Nope.
I'm not into that.
Poorly handled. I do understand though, like the perspective of getting hammered by absolute morons in comments. Like I streamed Escape from Tarkov for a long time, and so I've definitely said some things to like the group that maybe in retrospect I wish I could have like reeled in a little bit, but at the same time, like so I do somewhat lament with the situation that she gets put in, especially since to like the extent that's a pretty large audience of what we'll just go ahead and call shitters that are definitely just like going crazy, and she just has to read constantly. So like I get it, but still incredibly poorly handled. And yeah, super tone deaf towards the current economic situation for everyone. And yeah, man, I just think like I don't know how much of it is. I think her, unfortunately, and the sad reality is this: in today's game, her saying that is the best thing she could have done for herself, for her brand, and for her cookies.
Really?
She's going to make so much more money because of saying that than she would have before. I genuinely think that. And to me, that sucks. But that is the way things work right now.
So how will we know? I mean, can we look at somehow revenue from before and then after?
No, there's no way.
I think it's too close to the launch to really do that.
I would hope to see a boycott of some sort, to be honest.
Happen. I just think that like there's a lot of people who never would have known that Poki launched a cookie company outside of her own like community, right? That now all know 100% for a fact because of the controversy that has been stirred up around it.
Interesting. I see that. I just hope that but why would it sell more? Just because it's marketing, good press? I mean, just press is good press.
It's everywhere, dude. It is on every single channel that I've popped into this week. It's insane.
Interesting.
Whether they cover that kind of thing or not, because there's people in their chat asking about it because it's being covered everywhere else, like wildfire.
Well, good for her then.
I guess. I guess. I hate to see that behavior rewarded, but that's the way it works these days.
Well, we'll check in on it next week, see if she's doing well or see where this is at.
Okay.
I wish we had that segment video that we're cooking up for the segment we just went in.
Coming soon.
No, we ain't doing no teaser. Yeah, soon. Maybe next week it'll be done. We'll let you guys know. It's coming. It's nice. This stuff takes time. All right, so Pokimane has been addressed. What else we got?
Pokimane.
You laugh, Abe, but hear me out. It's Pokimane.
Okay.
Is what she goes by now. Her first name is Iman. Imane.
There you go.
Iman. And when she made her name, it was a play on Pokemon.
Okay.
And she, people mispronounced it, Pokimane, over and over and over again. And she went with it. And now she's really happy she did, because now she's gotten so big, she probably would have been sued by Pokemon. And she wants to, and that she said this in a bunch of interviews, like she would rather just roll with Pokimane. That's my name, Small. Don't sue me.
That's perfect. Good for her.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Well, it's actually funny because we're staying kind of in the realm of Nintendo here.
Oh, yeah. What do we got?
Because the next topic, and it was yesterday, not today, but yesterday marked the 25th anniversary of the release of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And we did talk about it last week a little bit, but I wanted to dedicate some time to talking about, I think, a game that's one of the best games ever, a game that I loved as a kid. It helped shape gaming for me as a kid. And just the floor is yours. I know you love it too, Mark.
It's the best. It's the game. If you didn't tune in last week or you missed last week's episode, I put it pretty plainly. It's the game that I remember playing that like halfway through, I came to the realization that I'm going to play video games forever. And so the entire thing, the journey of the game itself, the RPG elements, the exploration, the gearing up, the puzzle solving, the combat, and most importantly, probably the music, has had just an absolutely profound impact on me as a kid, and has shaped my perspective of video games and the gaming world, and has driven me to ultimately live out a full dope ass career in the space. So yeah, shout out to OOT.
What a shout out, dude. I can't even back that up because I never played the game, but if it's as good as Markstrom is saying it is, I respect it.
It is.
It's a banger.
It's the best. And I even attribute, like, when I was a kid, my brother used to play as well. Obviously, we shared the Nintendo 64, and there'd be times where I couldn't beat parts, and I'd watch him do it, and then I'd try and learn and stuff. So it was like things we would do together. So just all positive memories around that game. It's one of the best games ever, which also sparked me to wonder. I think, Mark, you had it in the top 4, top 5. So if that, where is it at on your list? And
it's number
round
1.
out the top 5.
Always
It is number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you round out the top 5 for me then, from your
sweet
perspective?
Lord. Sure. Counter-Strike.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
get the
say
whole
I'm gonna say
franchise
no
with that, right?
particular order here.
Okay.
Counter-Strike. World of Warcraft. Star Wars Galaxies. And oh man,
Escape from Tarkov.
that's not funny. Don't say that. Come on now. Come on, man. Yeah, I it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. I think about things that I've played my entire life. I'm gonna throw in like a bit of a kicker. Technically, I did play this on PC for a long time, and I still do, so I'm gonna say it counts. Magic the Gathering.
Fire.
Okay.
Fire game.
There you go.
Freaking love that game, dude.
Yeah?
I just learned how to play recently,
Yeah, you did.
and we went to Florida for a couple days, and we had a nice Magic the Gathering learning sesh draft. Just everyone started
you
playing
had
each
trial
other.
by fire, bro.
Dude, it was awesome. I love that game.
Before we taught anyone how to actually play the game, we did a draft, which
Yeah,
is
that
a
was
wild
crazy.
way to do it, but it worked out really well, honestly.
Yeah,
it was good.
it's good.
Yeah.
There's so many different layers to that game.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really
It's very
makes you
fun.
think.
Very fun.
All right, you want to ask me?
Yeah, I do. I'd like to know yours, and then I'll give you guys my others. I'm similar to Mark, but go ahead, Slum.
Okay, so I grew up watching my brothers play on Nintendo and then Nintendo 64, and so I always watched them playing GoldenEye. So that game, though I didn't play it much, I was usually the fifth player plugged into the back of the Nintendo 64. I grew up watching play that game, and so that game has a special spot on the list for sure, even though I personally didn't enjoy it. And then when I started getting into gaming, I became a GameCube guy with my neighbor Chris and my other neighbor Marie. So Mario Kart Double Dash is one of my top 5 for sure. And then me and Chris used to play this basketball game, and I remember it wasn't like an NBA game. I don't think it was just like a street type of basketball game. There was a tall guy with a big afro. I don't know the name. Maybe someone in the
NBA
comments
Street?
maybe it was.
Or is
NBA
it just Street Hoops? Wasn't it just Street?
It might have been Street Hoops.
Okay.
That game was absolutely fire.
Banger.
Loved that game. Rainbow Six Vegas
Yes, sir.
is a great game. That place has a special part on my list because there was this glitch, or there was this kind of account ranking dupe that you could do. If you had 2 accounts and one was like an elite
Right.
and one was down here, you could like do a log in, log out type thing and create both elites. But one time I tried to do it to my brother's elite account in my low rank, and by accident I deranked him instead of ranking me up. So he was really mad about that. So that game has a special spot on the list. I used to play that a lot.
That game is specifically one of the first like experiences where people could just go online and play with their friends. Like if you didn't have like a PC experience for console players, I think that ranks really high on a lot of lists specifically because of that. It was like it worked like you could do it on other games, but it really worked flawlessly. You pop on,
it was great.
You face all your friends. It really caught like the attention of a lot of people for that reason.
Xbox Live, bro.
Hog, yeah.
Xbox Live was fire. And then also it was so my name in Rainbow Six Vegas was I.Screens.
Nice.
So you could lean on a wall, and then wherever you could see like down the hallway, and wherever the middle of your screen was, that would be where your crosshair was when you pop off the wall. So I put a Sharpie right on the center of my TV in my living room. My parents didn't like that, but it helped a lot in the game. So my name was I.Screens. And how many am I have? That 3, 4? GTA 4 was huge too, because my high school friend group used to play it all the time. And there was this glitch in GTA where you...
what, I'm not gonna say it, man.
I sense a pattern.
Yeah, there's a distinct pattern here, man. But go ahead, do your thing.
There was this thing: you go to the playground and you drive a car into the playground, and there's 2 swing sets. And if on the left one specifically at this one park, if you drive your car into the middle of it, so there's 3 like A-frames that go up, the poles that go up, and that's how the swings hang.
Right.
If you drive your car sort of up the middle A-frame, the swing starts like glitching. It starts freaking out, vibrating, launches your car sky high, dude, above the map. So we would go around looking for the biggest car we can get to fit all of us in there, like vans or trucks or something, so we could get the whole gang in there. And whoever was like good at it or whoever had the best luck would be the driver. And then when you couldn't get it for like 15, 20 minutes, all right, switch out, I'm driving. I'm trying, and we would just go all night doing that stupid shit.
Yeah.
So GTA 4 was really fun
nice.
as well.
I like that.
Yeah, dude. And that's my list right there. Maybe
That's a
those
good
4,
list.
maybe those 5, but that's my list.
I said I was close to Mark, but I might have lied a little bit. I definitely agree with Ocarina of Time because that's my one of my favorite games ever.
Yep.
Then I'm probably gonna go with BioShock, the original BioShock.
Okay.
I loved that game.
Me too.
I was kind of agreeing with you on World of Warcraft, but I think there's a different MMO that got me into it first. It was called Dark Age of Camelot.
Dope.
It was an awesome game. And if you've never played it, find one of the free shards that's out there. Give it a try. Trust me, that game's awesome. I'll probably go with Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
The original one on N64. That's another one where we played that game religiously and nonstop. And the last one for me is the game that got me into multiplayer online gaming, and that is SOCOM US Navy SEALs.
Nice.
That was a huge
SOCOM
game
style.
for Nooch as well, I believe, on like one of the PlayStations, maybe PlayStation
PS2.
2.
Yep.
Yeah.
PS2. It was the very first game I played online. Yeah, and the very first game I had a headset.
Yep.
And like I don't think it was Wi-Fi. I think you had to be plugged in potentially.
It's
I
definitely
think
plugged in.
Nooch had like this adapter that ran from one side of the toy room to the computer.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. That's nice. They actually shipped it with a headset in the box, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And it came with like a DVD that let you watch, or maybe it was just on the disc. You could watch like Bud's training, so you could see how like real Navy SEAls train and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was badass.
Yeah.
Very cool. What's your Super Smash character?
So it's funny. We used to have this whole rule about like never being allowed to pick the other people's characters. And I used to have my brother and then one of his good buddies like all the time, and they, in my opinion, picked all the best characters.
I see.
My brother was a Pikachu guy.
Okay.
Right, and then his friend mainly played either Luigi or Captain Falcon. So I was big on Kirby and Star Fox. Those were kind of my 2.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean,
those
isn't
are
Kirby
respectful.
isn't Kirby like a tank in that game?
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got really good recovery.
Yeah, he'll suck you up too.
I'm a Captain Falcon guy.
Falcon punch.
You know. Falcon kick.
Okay, all right. So those are
He had
those are all
up
really
a
nice.
uppercut move, by the way,
Oh,
too. It was
yeah.
like unstoppable.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our list. That was enjoyable going down memory lane.
That's nice.
What else we got, my friend?
All right. Well, we're gonna jump out of the video game world then for now.
Okay.
And this one, I this kind of came across my radar, and I noticed this. That's why I wanted to talk about it. And maybe some of the folks watching us on YouTube will notice it right now. But YouTube is now warning everyone that if you use an ad blocker, that your viewing experience could and probably will get worse. So they are now at war with ad blockers again, and they're starting to do a multi-second delay before your video loads. So basically they run a test to see if you have an ad blocker enabled, and then they're delaying your time and your load speeds on your videos if you have an ad blocker present, because they either want you to forego that or subscribe to YouTube Premium.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was only getting that.
Is YouTube Premium tied into YouTube TV at all? Like, you buy YouTube TV, do you get premium or anything like that? Do they have a package deal? Because I would consider premium for that reason alone. Because I've been considering YouTube TV for a while. They have some really good stuff for like sports packages and stuff now, if I'm not mistaken. Or are they just two different things now?
$13.99 a month.
Okay.
Let's see. It doesn't tell me exactly what you. Oh, here you go. Unlimited ad-free videos. Enjoy videos offline. That's not that cool. Background play. Isn't that already a thing?
No. See, what it means is on your phone.
Yeah, I have background play.
I don't.
That means you can open, like, you can not minimize, you can shrink it and open up another app.
No, so that I have that too.
Okay.
I think, but I can't keep listening to something happening on my phone. Like, say I'm playing music on YouTube. If I lock my screen, it shuts it down.
That's not what background play is. I'm looking at it right now. Yes, that's.
That is why people buy YouTube Premium. It's so that because you do get that ability with YouTube Premium.
Okay. Oh yeah, it says whether the screen's off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or using other apps. Okay.
It is not included, by the way, with YouTube TV, according to Google's help page. So.
Right.
No, this is a bunch of hoopla. And here's the thing. I wish all that it was happening to me was they would slow down my videos. I can't even watch videos. I showed Marks from this the other day. They won't let me watch any videos.
What's crazy to me is I'm not getting any of this. My ad block's working
It's so
great,
inconsistent.
dude.
What the heck?
Now, are you using Google Chrome as your browser, or are you using a Firefox one to get through?
No,
because there's rumors on the streets that they're also going to start targeting non-Chrome browsers as well.
I use a Chromium browser.
Yeah, I'm using Chrome, dude, and it just won't let me play any videos.
Is it telling you that you can't advance unless you turn off your ad blocker? Yeah,
Correct.
so you're Gigascuff. They really caught you.
What the heck, dude? Why'd they pick me?
You weren't slick, bro.
I'm trying to bring value to YouTube, even though they don't pay anyone anything, and they just freaking body me. That's bull, dude. We might have to switch to another program.
Yeah, all those great YouTube alternatives out there.
I know one.
We're about to start streaming full time on a very different website. Not the kind of content that's usually over there, but
baby.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
We're gonna have to change the titles of these videos if we go on that site.
That's a fact. Yeah.
So what are we thinking? Is this scuffed? Are we okay with
I'm
this?
not personally affected. No, that's not usually
not the
best way to look at it.
That's not the attitude to have.
I understand, and I'll fight the good fight for you.
They're coming for you next, bro.
I'm angry for you. Don't worry. I'm angry for you.
Man, geez.
They came for my neighbor and I was silent.
Exactly. That's exactly what that is right there. That's not cool, dude.
I'm with you.
Oh, jeez.
I stand in solidarity. We'll go over
so what do we do
after this.
What do we do?
We'll figure it out, bro.
Well, I mean, so for your issue, I think you just need to find a different ad blocker that they haven't honed in on so effectively.
Tried them all.
I will tell you that I use uBlock Origin and I don't have that issue.
That's also what I use.
Yeah.
That's okay, there you go. I probably shouldn't talk about it on this platform.
Yeah, you just.
I just ratted them out.
No,
I didn't even get whistleblower money.
What uBlock Origin is? Come on, dude.
You got to spread the good word.
I do know that I
value to
haven't
consumer
seen,
first, bro.
Like I have seen the delay in the starting, but I have a serious question. Like multi-second delay or ad, what are you picking? I'm picking multi-second
That's
delay.
what you already get on the phone. It's a 3-second ad until you can skip. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get that unskippable 10-second though. That shit pisses me off, dude.
I never put unskippable ads on my videos when I monetize.
Good for you, dude.
Can't do it. I won't sit through them. What makes me expect someone else will? It's wild.
Nope.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. So here's the thing. They are a program that makes money via advertisement, right? Or aren't they taking a big chunk from creators now? Or what? Where's all their revenue coming in? Actually, does YouTube even turn a profit? Because Google owns it?
I don't think it matters. They just don't make a big whiny issue about it because ultimately they control the internet with it along with everything else.
Yeah.
They use it to farm insane amounts of data for Google for other things, so it's worth it for them.
Yeah.
It just folds into losses to help counterbalance all the other gains they're making. So it's
then
like,
why are they making it worse?
Because they want to side with advertisers, and they want to show advertisers that they take it seriously, that they want ads to be played to users, right? Because it is like, how do you continue to sell ads to advertisers when they all know that no one's watching ads?
By view. Like, show me how many people watched it. You know I'm not watching ads if I have uBlock Origin. So,
right. And so if ad watching is down across the board significantly,
yeah,
it makes it a much harder sell.
Okay, understood. I hear what you're saying. It makes it a harder sell for YouTube to sell the gigantic packages they want to sell.
Correct.
As opposed to
also CPM is going to be way down as a result, which is why creators get hit.
Okay.
Do they sell your data?
Oh,
they probably sell your data too, right? Yeah, it's Google. Google's the king of selling data.
That's what
so
I'm
actually
saying,
Google
dude.
and Facebook.
They're selling that shit everywhere. They're selling it sideways, bro.
You know,
so I bet you that's where most of their money
there's
comes from.
There's already a cloned Abe over in China. 100%, bro. A few of them.
Can we put next
One's
week?
attached to a sheep. It's wild.
Jeez, dude, in a bag, growing in a bag. Can we, since we're talking about ads and we're talking about how YouTube does it, I've heard through the grapevines that Elon Musk is actually tapping into what could be a very influential way to do advertisements on Twitter. I don't want to get too much into it, but the gist of it was advertisements are only going to cost money, or you're only going to get paid when an advertisement is showed to a authentic user, a verified user. So you'd know that bots aren't scrolling by it or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm interested to do a deep dive and then possibly talk about it next week because it could be very interesting. Okay. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Interesting.
Anyway, YouTube ads, I freaking hate them, but it is a program that makes money from advertisement. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
I don't disagree. It's their one of their prime sources of revenue. I get it.
It's their battle to try and make me watch ads. That's literally a battle they signed up for.
I personally want my income doesn't depend on YouTube. I never want it to.
Correct.
Because we've seen how terribly YouTube treats creators and how they can just demonetize a channel overnight and everything that you worked for goes down the drain instantly. And there's no combating it.
Yep.
There's just literally no combating it. No one actually works at YouTube. There are no people you can talk to. Doesn't work that way. Okay. So I want the user experience as a result to be as good as possible. So I don't give a shit how they're doing on selling ads. I want people to rock uBlock Origins from here to fucking Timbuktu so that they can tune in to my content and it can spread rapidly through a wonderful algorithm out into the masses. So I can bring them to twitch.tv/Markstrom. You know what I mean?
So I do know what you mean.
You hearing what I'm saying?
That they need. So a guy like me is never going to subscribe to YouTube or buy whatever they're trying to sell me.
Okay.
But your model is basically the model that they're trying to do now, is subscriptions, basically. So how do they get more people to buy more subscriptions? There's two ways.
Give a shit about your consumer.
Correct. Make a better program, listen to your consumers, or make it so it's already ingrained
dog shit that someone has to shell out money to you.
And I think that's the route they're taking right now.
Guess what? Guess which one is less successful? Guess what people will jump through all kinds of hoops to avoid? That one.
I'm trying, dude. They're making it hard.
I hear you, bro. Keep
I ain't
jumping.
buying it though.
I hear you.
I'm just gonna ask you to screen share,
We're gonna
and
find
I'll
some
call
new,
you up.
We're gonna find some new hoops.
I'm gonna call you up. Yeah, yo, can you?
I need you to put something new in to watch together for me.
Yeah. Guys, I made a playlist for you before I was blocked on YouTube. Can you throw that on the watch together?
You should throw it on and stream to Discord.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that is the route they're taking though. But we'll see, man. We'll see.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's a shame because I do love YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
it is such a great thing that anyone could just join and post a video, and you could potentially speak to millions of people.
True.
Like that is insane
True.
to me.
Mhm.
Now, well, whether they keep running it like this or whether it runs into the ground or runs into the sky, obviously we'll keep checking in on it. We got a lot of open tabs on things that we're checking in on, dude.
Open
Yeah.
tabs. But
Yeah,
that's
dude.
the beauty. That's the beauty of tech, man. It's constantly schmoving. We got new
Mhm.
things to check out. It's crazy. Someone's got to stay on top of it.
Speaking of new things, what else we got, Abe?
Well, so this one I'm still a little confused as to what's going on, but we always like to talk about AI on the podcast, and we focused a lot on Chat GPT. So the makers of Chat GPT have had some really crazy headline turnovers lately. So to follow the storyline, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, was fired on Friday.
Okay.
Okay. Then it was a very rash decision. The board, apparently they were arguing about some internal conflict. They fired him. They said they were going to hire, actually, I think the former Twitch CEO. And then all their staff basically threatened to leave because Microsoft hired Altman to run an AI division within Microsoft. So they were all going to go to Microsoft and file a petition and said, if you don't bring them back, we're all leaving. So I think about 700 out of their 770 staff were going to leave. Then yesterday, they brought Altman back as the CEO and they changed their board.
Did you
So this
see
all happened
who they
less than a week.
briefly hired as the interim?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Twitch guy, right?
It sure was. Which, honestly, I feel like the whole thing's a publicity thing.
I don't know.
Emmett Shear, by the way, that's his name.
That is
Emmett
correct.
Shear.
Emmett Shear, who literally took the bleed purple culture and everything that made Twitch good as a company and successful. He decimated it to the ground. He burnt the company to an all-time low that it had never seen, to the point where it was likely before the new CEO took over that it was literally a matter of time before Twitch was done. Actually, as the king of live streaming, it was damn near like a foregone conclusion that Twitch had run its course and people were going elsewhere. It's just a matter of time before it's kicking YouTube. I genuinely think that most large creators did believe that for a period of time before the new CEO, who has since, I've sung his praises over and over again on the podcast. Incredible work so far. Dan Clancy is the absolute man, and restoring faith in broadcasters across the board for months now, doing a lot of great things. And I think that concept of bleed purple, or people just genuinely believing in the future of the platform, is back in a pretty significant way, which he's really righted the boat, and I think it's going to continue to go in that direction. And so for OpenAI to take that guy with that track record is actually just mind-blowing. And I can't even reasonably wrap my head around it, because OpenAI is arguably like the most important piece of AI tech moving forward for humanity's sake.
Yep.
And you're gonna take this guy and put it in charge. Like, there's just I can't believe that was a decision made by somebody. So I'm choosing to believe that it was a publicity stunt. So here's
I don't think it's a publicity stunt. I more think it is the CEO of OpenAI, unfortunately, is probably a figurehead, because there's a lot of situations where Sam Altman didn't approve of a lot of things, and they pushed it anyway. So I think the CEO of OpenAI is probably doesn't have too much sway.
Figurehead.
So maybe they were doing isn't that what it's called? Right?
Well, yeah,
A figurehead.
figurehead is
Yeah.
you're right.
So I think they maybe did someone a favor and hired that guy. Well, the funny thing is, did you hear about what happened in the Slack channel when
No.
they said that Sam Altman was leaving?
No.
All the employees gave the middle finger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
As like a
this is a
response.
guy. This guy is very important, but it seems like he has buy-in from a lot of people in the company, but maybe the board and the big investors are basically
Wanting
like,
more
dude, you're just
control.
That's where it gets interesting, because
Why?
I was trying to figure out what they were fighting about that caused the firing.
Mhm.
Right.
But apparently, Altman is very pro
Ethical.
fast-paced, risky
Oh.
development.
Really?
Okay. And he is pushing for more of a for-profit approach to their development
Oh,
process.
interesting.
The rest of the board was more in favor of a non-profit based approach to deliver this kind of to the people in a way that's beneficial. And they wanted less, let's call it less rapid, but also less risk in the development, that they wanted more controls, more safety protocols,
so
things
funny,
of that
though.
nature.
I've
Because-
always heard the opposite.
Well, that's what I thought too. And also, if you think about how boards typically operate at large companies, you would think the board would be thinking of the investors and pushing profit and all of those things. But
Yeah.
Which
all
is
the research
Emmett
I did,
Shear's MO specifically is,
I know.
is burn it to the ground for the sake of making the bottom line, dude. Like that's
it
his
doesn't
thing.
make sense.
Yeah.
But
He
that is
made
apparently
so many
what it was about.
decisions just to make more money at all
Well,
costs. So that is crazy.
Well, we'll have to see.
I feel like the board's trying to spin a bullshit narrative, man. That's what it seems
do
like to
too.
me.
I do too, because he's got a lot of buy-in with the employees in the company. And
Employees rock with him. I think that's usually a very good sign.
Yep.
The people
I
that are
agree.
actually working on the project. So I'm glad he's back for the sake of OpenAI and everything that it has potential to do for us as a human race. I'm pretty pogged out. Welcome back, Mr. Altman.
Welcome back. And then there's one more thing that I want to address. I know we're running a little long,
All right, what do you got?
but I think there's one more topic that Abe wants to really talk about, and I want to talk about it too.
All right, we'll make this one a quick one.
All right.
But the last thing here, really interesting new research into cooling of buildings and cooling efficiency in general. So over in Hong Kong, they have developed a new ultra white ceramic material that they've started using on all the buildings and construction of roofs on buildings. They've been testing this material. The material itself is actually inspired by beetles, and the nanostructure it has is like very tough, resistant to the elements, but also can be scaled up in production easily. And they achieve a 99.67 reflectivity, right? So basically, all that, sunlight being reflected drastically lowers the heat that is conducted into the building,
Sure.
and therefore makes it much easier and efficient to cool said building.
That's
Very basic when you think about it, but this is the first time they've had an actual scalable, strong, tough material that didn't cost a fortune that they were able to use in the production.
So this is in Hong Kong?
Hong Kong, correct.
Okay. So is there any pictures of it or something like that? Is it just like pure
I
white
do.
material?
Have one right here. This is from the article. So it's not the most attractive of materials, which I think is a common issue with the U.S. As people go for looks in a lot of these too. But there you go, right there. There's a picture.
I've
Okay.
seen some goofy looking roofs in Florida, man. That's not bad. I'm just saying.
No, that's not bad at all. I think so. Here's what would be interesting. So if that is keeping the home cool, then you don't need to use a lot of air conditioner. It's better for energy, better for the environment. As opposed to if you throw that on there, you can't use solar anymore. So you get rid of solar. So which one would
What's stopping you from putting solar panels on top of it?
that?
Yeah, you probably could still put solar panels on top. They would absorb the sunlight and create electricity.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then you'd have these underneath to reflect anything that gets through. That
Why
seems
don't you
like the
just
ultimate
make solar
solution.
that color. Solar
It's
panels,
not.
just
It's not
paint
a
it that
color. It's a. That's,
It's a material.
It's a material. Yeah.
Huh. Maybe run the solar grids through those little materials.
That would be crazy.
Kill two birds
That
with
would
one
be pretty
stone.
cool.
Get two birds stoned at once.
There you go. And you're not running the AC, so you're gonna have a lot of extra energy that you can send back. Boom, baby. Or you keep them in your battery for a rainy day, or you can sell it back to your country and make a little bit of money, dude.
See, and this one just makes too much sense to me that it makes me question why we haven't worked on this more in the past. Because I know tar and pitch have typically been used for roofs.
Right.
They're obviously black. That makes sense when we were constructing and didn't have the technology we have now. But making things white instead of black when it comes to materials and even roads and things like that, it is very scientifically proven that it drastically reduces the amount of heat that gets generated there. And energy costs, I think, energy usage in the United States, the stats I found was that roughly 6% of all energy usage in the United States is used on air conditioning and cooling. So when you do that by like the gigawatt hour and all that stuff and what we're producing as a country, that is a massive amount of energy that goes into cooling.
Right.
Well, how durable do you think these things are?
These are designed to be incredibly durable. That's why this material is so new and being used now. They're incredibly weather resistant and durable.
Versus like a typical
Shingle.
shingle.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. And so are they rolling this out like widespread in Hong Kong right now?
So this is like it's just been developed and they're starting to use it to kind of test it out more overall. But the idea is they're pretty happy with what their research is so far. And because they're confident in their ability to scale it up, I think it's going to start becoming much more widely used.
You know, this is also interesting. Gave me the idea. Someone in chat said flashbangs everywhere. So maybe when you're driving down the road and like the sun's hitting it or it's super bright, maybe that affects your eyesight and your drivability. I don't know. But I mean, it seems like a no-brainer as long as there's no sneaky mechanics in that roof. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I actually just peeped
our data back.
I peeped the chat real quick too, and somebody did bring something up that said, "Do you have to be like how clean does it have to be to maintain its efficiency?" That's a good question, and I don't know that.
It would have to anything on there. It's going to affect it. Well, I don't know how much, but that's anything on there. It's going to affect it. The purest you can keep it. It's going to be the most effective. Any little splat on there, you're going to lose efficiency. That's for sure. I think that's a very cool thing right there. I'm glad that it is progressing.
I'm curious whether or not we'll see something like that in the States. I don't think we do as good a job of taking good ideas and innovating upon them as other countries. That's for sure. Usually the other way around.
Especially if it's not in style, then people ain't gonna do it.
Dude,
That's
we
fair.
made peanut butter.
Excuse me?
Yeah, George Washington Carver.
I mean, listen. We
What?
also went to the moon, but whatever you want to pick and choose, cool with me, Slum. That's fine, bro. It's all good, baby. We all certain
show me
things
the
are more
proof.
important to certain people. Slum really likes peanut butter. All right.
All right, boys. What do we have in the future? Markstrom, what's going on in your life? You excited for Thanksgiving? What else is coming up?
Excited for Thanksgiving. I'm healing up from LASIK. We didn't talk about that, but I did get LASIK and I'm feeling good about it. Everything's good on this side of things. I think we maybe mentioned it last week. So for people that are paying attention, yeah, everything went smooth. I can see really well. I'm wearing just blue blocker lenses right now. There's no prescription in these and I see great. So
Good.
feels good, man. Big tech. Love to see it. Took like 12 hours and I could see everything. Sick. No pain, no gain. Easy.
Crazy.
More importantly, we have a big event coming up for the community over at Markstrom TV. In a week from tomorrow, on the 30th of November, begins Season of Discovery for World of Warcraft. And we are very excited. We're all going in super hard. You heard it here first today. It's top 5 game of all time for me. And we are still playing a version of the 2004 release. This is going to be Classic Plus.
Classic.
If you're interested in participating, if you plan on playing and you'd like to be a part of the community, swing on by and we'll get you a guild invite. We're going to be blasting it together pretty religiously for the month of December. So very pogged up about it. Going to be a fun time. Great group of people. Highly recommend coming through. Any information for that can be found twitch.tv/Markstrom live every single day, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, except for Wednesday and Saturday. What about
Beautiful.
you, Slum? What do you got going on?
I'm gonna throw it to Abe first, if you don't mind.
All right, Abe, what do you
Well,
got
I'll
going
be once again moderating a lot of that stuff going on over there. I also highly recommend to anyone that is a big fan of the Markstrom channel, go check out the VOD from today. That would be
on?
Wednesday, the 22nd.
I'm gonna chop up a YouTube video tomorrow, actually, for it.
Oh,
so.
well, we'll check that out then when he chops it up, because top tier gameplay with the Mark's been some of his good friends and fellow streamers. Absolutely hilarious. Please check it out. I was dying laughing today.
Lethal Company is the game that we dove into today, so keep an eye out on the
Lethal
YouTube
Company.
for that.
So check that out. I'll be moderating while you're watching and enjoying every week doing this.
Wonderful, wonderful. My name is Dom, but you can call me Slum. I run a media production company where we do insane work. The link is in the description. And we also just launched a coffee company, cafecollazo.com. Snag a bag today. And other than that, you can catch me at Markstrom's channel as well every day, tuning in, except Wednesday and Saturdays. So it has been a wonderful conversation this week, and we look forward to another one next week, and we will see you here at 5:30. Tune in next time. There you go. We'll catch you next time, guys.
We're gonna play. We're pretending he didn't do any of that, and we're also, as some part of the sign out, we do have a special guest next week that you can all look forward to.
Snap.
Our
That's
friend,
right.
Gino, fellow broadcaster in Escape from Tarkov category, but also does his own podcast, Coffee with Gino. Shout out to my man. You'll hear all about him. If you don't know who he is, you'll meet him next week, and I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be a great pod. On that note, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Deuces.